Mars. Just beyond our world of oceans and skies, it drifts in the darkness like a distant ember, glowing faintly red against the black canvas of space. For centuries, it has haunted human imagination. Sometimes a god of war, sometimes a beacon of mystery, always a question waiting to be answered. From the first telescopic glimpses, when astronomers thought they saw canals carved into its surface, to the high-definition images sent back by robotic explorers, Mars has remained a mirror for our curiosity and our fears. It looks familiar, shaped by valleys, mountains, and storms, and yet it is utterly alien, silent, and cold. Now NASA has unveiled discoveries that challenge everything we thought we knew about this dusty neighbor. The findings are not just numbers on a chart or pixels in a photograph. They are clues, fragments of a much larger story etched into Martian rock and soil. Traces of unusual chemicals, patterns in the layers of ancient stone, and whispers from an atmosphere thinner than Earth's all seem to point toward a deeper truth. As one NASA scientist remarked, every new dataset from Mars feels like a window opening. But this was different. It forced us to rethink the planet's entire history. And so the question rises again, louder than ever before. Could Mars, once thought barren and lifeless, have nurtured life? Could it still hold secrets beneath its frozen ground? If the answer is yes, it would shake our understanding of life itself and place humanity in a far larger story than we ever imagined. Against a backdrop of sweeping red deserts, planet-wide dust storms, and canyons deeper than Earth's own Grand Canyon, we prepare to enter Mars's silent theater of mysteries, where each discovery brings us closer to redefining our place in the cosmos. For as long as humans have turned their eyes toward the night sky, Mars has been a point of fascination. Through the haze of Earth's atmosphere, it shone brighter than most stars, a wandering red jewel crossing the heavens. Ancient civilizations imagined it as a god of war, a fiery omen, or a world alive with divine meaning. But the real transformation began with the invention of the telescope. In the 17th century, astronomers like Galileo first sketched Mars as a tiny disk, and in time, better instruments revealed dark markings and bright polar caps. Some observers even believed they saw vast canals carved into the planet's surface, structures they thought were the work of intelligent beings. Though later disproved, those early visions set the stage for an obsession that has never faded. The obsession deepened as technology advanced. By the mid-20th century, the dream of reaching Mars moved from mythology into engineering. The first spacecraft sent to fly past the planet, Mariner 4 in 1965, returned only a handful of grainy images, yet those pictures changed everything. Instead of lush canals, scientists saw a cratered barren desert. But disappointment soon gave way to determination. Viking landers in the 1970s delivered the first color photos from the surface, and though they found no clear signs of life, they raised new questions. Later came Pathfinder, with its small rover Sojourner, then the twin explorers Spirit and Opportunity, each outliving their missions by years. Curiosity followed, a rolling laboratory still climbing Martian mountains today, and Perseverance now digs into the ground in search of evidence locked in stone. What drives this relentless pursuit? Part of it is science. Mars is Earth-like in many ways, with seasons, polar ice, and a history of rivers that once carved its plains. But part of it is imagination. No other planet has captured both our rational questions and our poetic longings so completely. As planetary geologist Dr. Michael Green explains, Mars is the mirror we hold up to ourselves. When we ask if life could exist there, we're really asking about the boundaries of life itself. Beneath the dust, Mars carries clues to its past. Channels carved by ancient water hint at flowing rivers long gone. Minerals suggest lakes and oceans that may have covered its surface billions of years ago. The thin atmosphere, now unable to shield against radiation, was once thicker, possibly able to support a climate closer to Earth's. Each of these discoveries pushes scientists closer to a tantalizing possibility, that Mars was once alive, and maybe, just maybe, some form of life still lingers beneath its frozen soil. The story of Mars is a story of persistence, of generations looking upward and refusing to stop asking questions. From myths of war gods to rovers humming across desolate plains, the journey reveals a truth. Mars has always been more than a planet. It is a canvas on which humanity paints its deepest hopes, its fears, and its unyielding search for answers. Mars has always held mysteries, but NASA's latest data has begun to pull back the veil in ways both astonishing and unsettling. The most recent missions, particularly Curiosity and Perseverance, have revealed discoveries that suggest Mars is far more than a silent, dead world. Hidden in its soil, etched in its rocks, and whispered by its atmosphere are clues that hint at a planet with a vibrant past, and perhaps even faint signs of life. In laboratories built onto rover wheels, Mars speaks through its dust. Samples drilled from ancient rock formations have shown evidence of carbon-based molecules, the chemical foundations of life as we know it. Tiny patterns, not random but structured, have been detected in the chemistry of Martian soil. While they don't prove biology, they suggest conditions that might once have supported it. What we're seeing isn't proof of life, explains Dr. Leon Zhou, a NASA chemist, but it is proof that Mars had the right ingredients at the right time. That alone is extraordinary. The evidence is written everywhere. Riverbeds long dry snake across the planet's surface, carved by water that flowed billions of years ago. Sedimentary rocks tell stories of ancient lakes, with layers that resemble those we see in Earth's river deltas. Even the thin, cold atmosphere contains hints of methane, a gas that on Earth is often produced by living organisms. Each detection sparks debates. Is it geology or is it biology? Could life once have flourished beneath Mars' skies? Signs of the unexpected appear in unexpected places. In 2018, orbiting radar revealed what looked like a subsurface lake beneath the planet's southern ice cap. The find astonished scientists, suggesting that liquid water, shielded from the frigid surface, might still exist today. More recently, strange variations in oxygen levels were recorded in Gale Crater, levels that rose and fell in patterns scientists could not fully explain. On Earth, such fluctuations are often tied to microbial processes. On Mars, they remain an unsolved riddle. To uncover these mysteries, NASA has sent machines that are as much pioneers as they are instruments. Curiosity continues to climb the slopes of Mount Sharp, sampling and analyzing rocks from different eras of Martian history. Perseverance, meanwhile, carries the most advanced suite of tools ever sent to another planet, drilling into the Jezero crater, an ancient lakebed believed to have once teemed with water. It is also preparing samples that will one day be launched back to Earth by FutureMissions, marking the first attempt to return Martian rock to human hands. Above them, orbiters map the planet from space, sending back high-resolution images of canyons, volcanoes, and dunes that rival Earth's most dramatic landscapes. Yet interpreting this data is not simple. Each discovery comes with caution. Methane detected one day may vanish the next. Organic molecules could be the product of geological processes rather than biological ones. Contamination, tiny traces from Earth carried aboard rovers, remains a constant concern. We walk a fine line, notes astrobiologist Dr. Karen Lopez. Every signal excites us, but every signal must also be questioned. Nature has many ways to imitate life. Still, the clues accumulate, building a picture of a Mars that was once very different. Billions of years ago, it may have been a blue planet, with rivers carving valleys and volcanic eruptions reshaping its surface. Lakes may have covered its basins, and hydrothermal vents could have bubbled beneath the ground. In such environments on Earth, life thrives, raising the possibility that microbes once lived and perhaps still survive on the red planet. Stories of ancient water and fire are etched into every canyon wall and basalt plain. The resemblance to Earth is striking. Dust storms as vast as continents resemble desert tempests on our own planet. Volcanic structures like Olympus Mons dwarf anything on Earth but bear familiar geological signatures. Even Martian river deltas mirror those found along the Mississippi or Nile, their layered sediments frozen in time. Mars is not just alien, it is hauntingly familiar, a reflection of Earth's past and perhaps its future. Through it all, the voices of science guide the narrative. When I look at Mars, says planetary scientist Dr. Raj Patel, I don't just see another planet. I see a story of resilience, of change, of survival. And I wonder, if life found a way here, what does that mean for the universe? The discoveries do not give us all the answers. Instead, they offer a chorus of whispers, fragments of a puzzle waiting to be solved. Mars resists easy interpretation, but with each rover wheel that presses into its soil, each drill that bites into its rock, humanity edges closer to the truth. In the red dust lies not only the history of a planet, but perhaps the key to our own place in the cosmos. The discoveries from Mars are more than scientific notes in a journal. They are keys that unlock one of humanity's oldest questions. Are we alone? Each new finding, organic molecules, ancient riverbeds, strange variations in the atmosphere, pushes the search for life beyond speculation into evidence. It is no longer a matter of imagination, but of investigation. For the first time, remarks astrobiologist Dr. Elena Cortez, we have tangible signs that Mars had what life needs: water, chemistry, and time. That shifts the entire conversation. The possibility that life once existed, or may even persist underground today, marks a new chapter in our cosmic story. These clues are also shaping the missions yet to come. Perseverance is preparing samples that, within the next decade, will be carried back to Earth, delivering Martian rock and dust into human hands for the first time. Plans for robotic scouts, advanced orbiters, and eventually human explorers are already being drawn with these discoveries in mind. What was once only science fiction, boots pressing into Martian soil, now feels like an approaching reality. The blueprint for future missions is written not only in engineering labs, but also in the evidence gathered from Jezero Crater and beyond. But the impact of Mars science does not stop at exploration plans. The findings are rewriting planetary history. For decades, Mars was seen as a frozen desert, lifeless and still. Now we know it once had rushing rivers, vast lakes, and perhaps even a thicker atmosphere that could shelter life. This reimagining of Mars forces us to look back at Earth as well, to understand our planet's own evolution. If two neighboring worlds began with similar conditions, why did one flourish with forests and oceans, while the other dried into dust? The answers could illuminate not only Mars' fate, but also Earth's future. Such revelations ripple outward into politics and cooperation. Billions of dollars in funding shift toward Mars research. Nations that once raced against each other in space now consider collaboration, sharing data, instruments, and dreams. Mars is too big for one country to claim, says Dr. Samuel Reed, a policy advisor. Its questions belong to all of humanity. The planet has become a rallying point, a place where science, diplomacy, and ambition intersect on a global scale. Yet, with new opportunity comes new responsibility. If Mars harbors even the faintest traces of life, should humans tread there at all? Could colonization disrupt ecosystems, however fragile or hidden? Or is Mars destined to become a second world for humanity, a canvas for survival beyond Earth? Ethical debates grow louder with every new discovery. Some argue that we must protect Mars as a natural treasure untouched by exploitation. Others believe that in order to secure the future of our species, we must adapt Mars for human needs, even if it means changing it forever. The Red Planet is no longer just a subject of study. It is a stage for moral questions about stewardship, survival, and responsibility. In the end, Mars reflects our horizon as much as our past. Each discovery extends the arc of human possibility. If life once thrived on Mars, even at the microbial level, it means life is not a cosmic accident. It is a cosmic tendency. And if humans one day walk its valleys and build cities beneath its skies, Mars may become not just a destination, but a second home. The impact of NASA's findings reaches far beyond science. It touches on what it means to be human, daring us to imagine survival, expansion, and meaning on a scale larger than our fragile world can hold. The story of Mars is no longer one of silence and mystery. It is a story of revelations that have forever altered our vision of the Red Planet. From dried riverbeds that once carried rushing water to molecules buried in the soil that whisper of ancient chemistry, each discovery has carved its place into the history of exploration. What was once myth and speculation has become a foundation of evidence. Mars, once imagined only through telescopes, is now understood through data, images, and the tireless work of robotic pioneers. But this is only the beginning. Ahead lies one of the boldest scientific undertakings in human history, the Mars Sample Return Mission. For the first time, pieces of another planet will be brought to Earth, allowing laboratories around the world to peel back their secrets with unmatched precision. Beyond this, the horizon grows even more daring. Plans for human expeditions, crews stepping onto Martian soil, building shelters, searching valleys for signs of life, are taking shape. The road ahead is marked by ambition, risk, and the promise of answers that could reshape our understanding of life itself. Mars has become more than a destination of science. It has become a beacon of discovery, a mirror reflecting humanity's endless curiosity and resilience. Each rover wheel, each orbiting probe, each grain of Martian dust studied reminds us of a simple truth. Exploration is woven into who we are, and so we stand at the edge of possibility, looking outward. The Red Planet beckons, not as a distant dream, but as the next chapter of our shared story. The question is no longer if we will go, but how far we dare to imagine once we arrive.